Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Onomatopoeia podcast. This is episode 11. My name is Evan Brixey, and I am here with...
Danny Rand.
And Luke Cage. Also known
Almost.
as Nick
What a
Milnes.
star-studded cast we have. I can't believe I was able to get them on the podcast, guys. It's the real Iron Fist and Power Man.
Sweet Christmas, we're here.
Well, it sounds just like Luke Cage sitting next to me.
I know, right?
But no, they're really Austin Sanders and Nick Milnes. I
Hi,
just
guys.
spoiled their secret identities. I'm sorry.
Damn it.
Now we're heroes for
We're here to
hire.
talk about comic books, comic book-related materials.
Let's start right off with the stuff that's not as important. With
But first,
oh.
we have social media now. We've recently developed some new pages. We have a YouTube channel now, Onomatopoeia Media. We have a Twitter at Onomatopoeia Me. And we also have a Facebook, which is Onomatopoeia Media as well. So go check us out. Give us a like, comment.
brought to you by Squarespace.
Squarespace, yeah.
Yes,
it's your first month free.
Squarespace makes making your websites very easy. They have a 5-step process, and then your website's done. Thank you, Squarespace. Go to squarespace.com right now to get a
/ Onomatopoeia Media and get your first month free.
first month free.
Enter access code.
Enter
Exactly.
access code Onomatopoeia.
Upload a picture of yourself.
Eventually, we would like to upload your social security number and credit card information, please.
And it's just for support, guys.
Yeah, just to verify your identity.
We will be uploading the podcast to YouTube eventually for all of those who like to look at a still image while you stream your audio podcast material.
We're handsome fellows, too.
I'd
we'll
love to
be
do a
pictures of
video
us.
at some point. Like, it'd be good. We could start doing Twitch or something at some point, I think, too.
Yeah, eventually we'll do some
Someday.
live streams.
Someday.
But all right, so all that aside, we've got a lot to talk about. We kind of were goofing around a bit with the episode prior, so we're able to kind of scheme through all this stuff a little faster. But
What he means by that is I stood up to urinate and unplugged everything.
It's
It ruined
part
everything
of
we had previously recorded. So this is attempt number 2. This is the second time we've done this.
It's the hazards of doing business when you're in the podcasting. Yeah, it happens.
But besides that, we can talk about this because there's always new material. But all I want to suggest is there's a book by Image called Girl Scouts this week, spelled GRRL.
Girl Scouts.
And I thoroughly enjoyed this book. It's that kind of like filthy art style. And it's just all over the place. It's just wacky. And there's the Space Riders that came out a couple weeks ago that I repped pretty hard. Same sort of vibe as that.
It looks like it's harkening back to kind of like the 80s.
Oh, yeah,
sort
no,
of
definitely. I mean, it's
alt
throwback
comics.
style. And to tell you the truth, the story is very small on it, but it's a very enjoyable. It's like a ride, like when you get on to do it. Like, so there's that. Evan, I've yet to read issue 5, but he is caught up completely in God Country.
Yeah, it's real quick on God Country. If you haven't read it, a brief synopsis would be that it's an old man with Alzheimer's finds himself a magical sword that allows him to escape from these shackles.
Is the sword the deity, or is it a possessed item?
The sword is sentient. I don't think it itself is a deity, but they discuss, briefly that the sword is Excalibur and every other magical sword from myth and mystery and legend that you could ever think of. This sword is those swords. But it's a story about him and his sword. It's really good. I should check it out. I think it's just going to be 6 issues, so we're on issue 5. We're getting ready to close it up.
See, let's just talk about that for a second, because we were just talking prior about just independent books to Nick, like about jumping into that, and because it's an obscure market, but Image can do a good job because they have arcs, like definitive arcs. You get 5 or 6 issues, and then you get a trade paperback that's $9.99.
Mm-hmm.
And that right there is just a selling point that you can read a single book, or let's say that you read a volume 2 of a book, it wouldn't matter because it's its own separate arc that's continued.
Yeah, well, that's what they're selling. They're not selling episodic, make your subscriptions, read it every month material. They're selling stories.
Which I feel as a writer has got to be the most freeing and most beautiful thing. Like, artistically speaking, I mean, that's got to be...
Yeah, as a writer, you don't want to be hampered by agendas and everything, which the big two, they're kind of have that big corporate backing now, so of course they're always...
Also, characters that have been around since the 50s.
Yeah, definitely.
So, then also, something we'd mentioned previously, Four Kids Walk Into a Bank is a great book.
Great book.
Don't read it till the trade comes out.
Yeah,
because
wait for the trade. It's slow release. I mean,
But yet again,
I read the first issue this time last year. So
and he's not exaggerating.
and this is 4 issues so
This-
far that have come out. So
But this is yet again. I repped it last time. And I tried to rep it as much as I can. But Black Mask Studios, Evan has said, they do have their definite. What do I say? Political agenda stuff.
they have their absolutely have political leanings. And
But
they
they
don't hide
also
them.
have stories that are very.
Like they're the people who produced Black. I believe that's
Have
actually.
you actually read Black?
I've looked at a little bit of Black. I like the art, but again, the idea of the story is not compelling to me. I never have asked myself, what if black people were the only people with superpowers? I mean,
It's not for us.
it's not for us, and that's fine.
But everything
And
else
if somebody's buying that comic and reading it and enjoying it, then more power to them.
yeah, everything else they're doing is just on point though.
They have a lot of good artists that do their stuff. I've seen a lot of good art out of their books.
Like I said, I talked about it last week. There's nothing there. Was phenomenal to me. But let's move on. Nick, you want to jump into Marvel or DC next?
Let's go ahead and do Marvel.
You want to
because
start with what you want to start with?
Well, before we got depowered, we were talking about Generation X. That's not one that I've really been a huge fan of, because I don't know many of the characters from that besides Quentin Quire.
Who is arguably the most important character of the bunch of the New Mutants.
technically
he's going to be the main character besides Jubilee.
And Jubilee, of course, yeah. Now I'm new to the whole comics game. I've only been in it for a little while, and
Well, that's not true. You've been in it your whole life.
I didn't
Just
read him.
more
I didn't read him
fo-
issue
more
by issue.
focus.
And I was unaware that Jubilee had stopped being a vampire and a mutant and everything. Was she one of the ones that was affected by M-Day, or?
No. During Curse of the Mutants, she was infected. This is like the same time around. Was it Death of Dracula? That all that stuff kind of went down.
Death of Dracula.
I mean, it has nothing to do with her receiving her vampiric qualities.
No,
but
she got her.
there was like a big, giant vampire surge I felt in comics. Like,
Well, there was specifically in Curse of the Mutants. There was a strain of vampires that targeted mutants.
Okay.
I believe, and that's in or around when she
Alright.
became a vampire. She's since lost her powers. I don't follow Jubilee. I can't think of many people who do. But she's apparently taken the lead on this new book, Generation X. She's a professor at the new school, and it was an interesting book. We got to see some characters we haven't seen in a while, like Nature Girl, Eye Boy.
who's is his name? Glob, the guy. I really love him.
I love Glob. Yeah,
That guy is fucking every book he's ever been in. He's phenomenal. Like that's a character I want to read more about.
Is he related to the Blob?
No.
he's
the
the
one that-
skeleton surrounded by pink goo.
Oh yeah. Okay.
and
Yeah.
who has he got the hots for?
Uh,
Was it Jean Grey?
yeah, he likes Jean Grey.
And-
I think he asked her out at one point.
Yeah, like I remember.
And that it's just he's a creepy little monster man, and
But
he's got a crush just like every other
yeah,
teenager.
exactly. That's why his humanization is so well done. So Gen X, I would say I'm gonna read issue 2. I'm excited about it, but let's move on to the big boy we were talking about earlier was Secret Empire, and what we'd repped was that the art is phenomenal, but the story itself is still not. It really hasn't convinced us.
Yeah. It's only the second issue in, so hopefully there's I guess third if you count the 0 issue, but
Which is okay. Can we now agree that we're 2 issues in that the 0 issue was unnecessary? It felt like issue 1.
well-
Like if you started on issue 1, you would feel like you were reading issue 2. I mean,
It's I understand that
Some
it's
marketing
silly, but I
shit.
don't understand why you're so upset about it.
just why not just call it issue 1?
well, I discussed this a while ago that it's kind of to give people a feeling like they're on the ground floor of comics. Like this is what's happening before we start the story, so that way
if you
have,
felt you were on the ground floor reading Secret Empire 0, then you're better than me that are constantly reading comics because I didn't know where the fuck I was when I started Secret Empire.
Well, I think it's just to make an obvious, plain, out there statement that this is issue 0. This is something completely new.
They did
because
issue 0 with Civil War 2.
I know,
right?
and again, it doesn't make sense for the events necessarily, but I understand having an issue 0 for a new Spider-Man run or whatever, so they can let you know this isn't Peter Parker, this isn't the original story or whatever. For that kind of thing, it makes sense. I don't know if they did that or not, but Secret Empire 2 was a little bit. None of us, I don't think any of us really care for the story. The whole Cosmic Cube, Kobik thing.
It's interesting. They needed something to shake it up. Going into it, I always thought that it would be a really cool story because, Captain America is like the one guy who's unfaltering.
It's a straight line.
Everyone else has had their ups and downs. Captain America, he stays true for what he believes in. So it's neat that they're switching up that dichotomy of him. But I don't know. I'm a little worried how they're going to do that. Now, I don't know how strong of a writer Nick Spencer is. Has he done?
He's been on Cap for a while now.
Okay,
in both Caps.
Sam and Steve.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I'm not familiar with his.
But we can all agree the best Captain America is Luke Cage's daughter, Danielle.
Sure, why not?
Is that a thing that happened?
Wait, yeah, she's been in like 3
Old Man Logan
and futuristic events as Captain America.
I thought she was Miss America.
Yeah,
I was like,
no, that's America. Her name's literally
America Chavez.
Which also, man,
I don't know if I can.
What
agree
a
with
disappointing series.
I haven't read it.
I would
because I don't care about that character.
Fucking
really.
money in that. I feel like I thought that was gonna be. I like Miss America. Did you read Young Avengers, Nick?
No, I did not.
It's got Loki and Hulkling and Wiccan and.
I like Hulkling and I like Wiccan.
Great team. You know what? I don't want to even talk about that.
So we're still on Secret Empire. As I mentioned in the original recording of this, which we need to stop saying, I'm really hoping that Secret Empire is going to be another soft reboot, so they can kind of fix, like somebody's going to trip and drop the Cosmic Cube, and then Marvel Universe will suck less.
Nadia.
Yeah,
and Janet comes back as the main character.
Yeah, maybe something like that.
Well, they actually turned Nadia into Rob Schneider this time for real. Like he's just Rob Schneider in the Wasp costume forever. They
check out Real Rob on Netflix right now. Real Rob season 1 on Netflix. Way funnier than Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Whoa. Wait, were you joking?
That's pure sarcasm.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was like, Jesus, Evan, I don't trust anything you say anymore.
They definitely need to do something with the Marvel universe. The way DC always does it is that they it used to be about 20 years, but now it seems like they're doing it every decade. Every 5 years or so. They'll have some kind of event that gives everybody a fresh start. They basically wipe the slate clean and start new. I guess the only one immune from that is Batman, because they didn't really do that with him because he's Batman. But anyway, what Marvel tends to do, they tend to do soft reboots where they have these big events, but then they have small things happen, like, we're going to change your attitude about something, or we're going to switch this character over here. We're going to have this character go off and go do something. And it's just, Marvel needs to do something to just reset what it is.
What you're saying is, just totally on point. When you look at something like the latest release of Sam Wilson trade paperback, the title of it is #NotMyCaptain. Okay, so do you feel like I feel disconnected when I hear like the new Sam Wilson as Captain America arc is called #NotMyCaptain?
They're making lemonade out of lemons. What they're trying to do is they're trying to take that hate and turn that heat nuclear. Like they're just trying to get on board with that. Like, I don't like that either. I don't do that, and then try and get that storytelling dynamic to prove all of them wrong, and whether or not either he proves them wrong and people now like him as Cap and they continue on, or they just write it off as a loss and have Steve come back.
Now I want to talk, mentioning about Falcon / Captain America, about the Avengers film. So it was like just the other day they put up a full cast list. Did you? The cast call. Not confirmed cast. Cast call.
Just like a not a final list, but
Is this for Infinity War?
Yes.
Like
Okay.
a preview.
So we've got the big thing that I was most excited about is there's the hint of a Black Order, like Thanos'
Ooh,
fucking
yeah,
crew.
like Corvus Glaive and Proxima Midnight. All
how
those
crazy
dudes.
would that be though?
That'd be pretty cool.
I would be super stoked to see that.
If you're gonna put all these heroes together, they can't all just fist fight Thanos at the same time. They've got to fight other people.
But so Wasp
Yeah.
is 100% not in it.
Well, because the Wasp movie isn't coming out until after.
Yeah, and then
if it does.
It should.
dude, I
She's
think
really
Ant-Man
pretty.
and Wasp should. Did you say she's really pretty?
She is pretty.
She is really pretty, but like I just didn't know. Like I was just like throw. Like I was like really good, like in aggressive mode, and I was like, well, she is a really beautiful woman. Like like I just stopped my train of thought. T'Challa apparently the Black Panther movie is straight up leading to Infinity War. Now this is what I find very interesting. When I hear Infinity War, I imagine obviously based on what I've seen, Infinity Gauntlet. But when you bring in T'Challa the way they're doing with like, I guess they're gonna do the King of the Dead stuff. I guess it's actually closer to Jonathan Hickman's Infinity. Like I guess they're
I hope that's really good. That's a good
what
story.
The information they did a PR just not too long ago is what I'm basing this off of. I just read.
Except this is going to be like Infinity War mixed with Infinity.
Yes.
Because yeah.
Well, excuse me. Infinity Gauntlet mixed with Infinity. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, the cover of it has Infinity War right on it. Like in the
I don't.
YouTube
It's not
videos
actually based on the book Infinity War because that was like after Infinity Gauntlet.
Well, okay.
Yeah, this isn't. Hopefully, it could be a little bit of Infinity.
Have you read any of the aftermath? Wait, you've read Infinity Gauntlet, right?
Yeah. Is that the one with the Magus, or am I thinking of the other one?
No.
No, Infinity Gauntlet is the Infinity Gauntlet book.
It's
Thanos sitting on a giant throne made of skulls in the middle of space, trying to please death.
Oh, okay. Oh no, I'm familiar with Thanos's.
Then after that, they did an Infinity Watch and then Infinity War.
Yeah, I knew Infinity Watch. It had Drax and Moondragon and stuff in it.
Yeah, and those things were basically just like Adam Warlock and them just basically just. It was just.
Well, the big one of that was Infinity Crusade.
Oh, that book. See, I don't know.
There's Infinity Crusade, and then there's something else Crusade, where it's Adam Warlock's evil side.
That's
the enemy.
That's the Magus thing that I was talking about.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Magus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Infinity Crusade, and then Infinity Crusade 2 is good Adam Warlock fighting against Magus.
They
it's
stated
good Thanos versus Magus, and then Thanos switches back.
James Gunn has put out that for this Infinity War, Adam Warlock is not involved.
Good.
He said they're saving him for Guardians 3. They said like as much he understands that fans do want to see Adam Warlock with Thanos. They said but it's not for this movie.
Adam Warlock is Space Vision. That's exactly who he is.
And Paul
Bettany. Yeah.
He is in it. Scarlet's confirmed. Scarlet Witch. Oh, sorry.
No, keep going.
I could rant on this all day. I was just impressed by the cast.
What are some new names that pop out at you that you hadn't seen?
It's just nothing. There's no new characters.
There's
just
zero new characters
from the
only
stuff?
characters. That's why I say the only thing I found really exciting is Black Order.
Okay.
Everything else it's just impressive that they've got everyone. But how? Okay, we've never seen this.
Never seen what?
This many people in a fucking like.
We have. It was the original Avengers. Do you remember back in the day whenever it first came out and I?
Oh, not the Sean Connery movie.
No, not the Sean Connery. No, that's Ralph Fiennes.
A League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Ralph Fiennes and Uma Thurman. The 2012.
Oh, was that really Ralph Fiennes in that movie?
I think it was. I think it was Ralph Fiennes.
Oh my
and
God,
Uma Thurman. Anyway, do you remember I did all this naysaying about Avengers? Oh, it's never gonna happen. There's too many people in it. Too many stars, too many celebrities. But it happened, and it turned out to be really good and made a shitload of money.
Okay, but this is the Avengers plus all the people we've met after the Avengers plus the Guardians.
It's gonna be. Is this gonna be like a $500 million budget too?
Yes.
Okay, like this is like the first.
Yeah, 50% of that is paying.
And the second one's not. But yeah, isn't it crazy? Also, another thing I think funny is Downey Jr. is the most expensive actor on it. I guess I didn't imagine that, but I mean Cumberbatch is in it.
Yeah, no. Downey, he signed one of those ironclad contracts dipped in gold, where he gets percentage of box office.
No way.
Yeah,
Man.
That's
What
the
do
way
you
you
buy
do
with
it.
that sort of money?
Yeah.
Okay, we are talking way too much about this.
that was Evan, our producer.
Second Evan. We have two Evans.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got a couple more issues to really talk about this week. I'll pass over some of the stuff we talked about. I want to talk about strictly issues I've given up on. I gave up on Nick Fury, I gave up on Royals, and I gave up on Invincible Iron Man. And we had a discussion prior about Bendis.
I was going to say, talk about Invincible Iron Man. What is it that's turned you off of that?
Because now and I don't want to use this term because it's not necessarily this, but like social justice sort of thing is become like, I feel like that upon wordiness. Like, I understand Riri, whatever you want to call her. There's not been a full pronunciation. I understand that she's a hardworking black woman. Like, I totally get that. Like, I don't need her to show me or her to tell me because it shows me in the book.
And she's just a hardworking individual, regardless of race. You know,
Yeah, no, exactly. And I just don't need to
understand.
understand that, like, at any point that's what her thing is. Like, I get it. Like,
And here, my issue is that if Riri is an interesting character, minus Sand Super, if her secret identity is an interesting character, then make her a different fucking hero. Don't put her in an Iron Man suit and call her the Invincible Iron Man.
Well, they gave her a new name. She's Ironheart.
Ironheart.
Now, which is cool. But
okay,
you know,
this is one thing. I don't want to ruin this for Evan, but in particular this week, not the week we're currently talking about, but in Infamous Iron Man, she comes down to Doom and is like, "You're not Iron Man. Like, I'm Iron Man."
then that's this
And he
week
kills
that
her,
came out
right?
Wednesday.
No,
No, it gets a little crazier than that.
But it's just the fact that like them battling for Tony's title just seems fucking ridiculous to me.
yeah,
The reason it's ridiculous is because Tony Stark is not gone from the series in a good way.
he's in a plot coma, literally.
Yeah, he's in a plot coma.
But it's crazy because Bendis is writing both books, and one's really good. But tell me this. No, I don't know if you read it, but Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur is like 20 issues in, and it's still one of my favorite. Every week, I almost read it first. Like, I actually love this book so much. I enjoy it. It's lighthearted, but it connects to the Marvel Universe at all points. And there's not a point where they're like, "She's a very smart black woman. Do you know that yet?" Like, I don't need to be told that. It's like she's just a person that like has inhuman abilities, and I'm always interested by this book.
I think of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, and I don't like it as much as you do. I still like it for a fun-hearted type of thing, but Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur is the good Squirrel Girl comic.
Man, Evan, both you guys are crushing.
That's a good.
Because I hate Squirrel. I hate the Invincible Squirrel Girl or whatever the fuck that comic's called.
I'm not Squirrel Girl fan either.
Unbelievable.
There's
which
It's
I would
unbelievable
agree.
that's
Yeah,
possible. That's as popular as it is.
You know
There's
that
some
they're
people
really
that are
trying to work her into the MCU, right?
There's people that are militant about Squirrel Girl. Like,
Yeah, there are people who don't like
it's-
comic books.
It's ridiculous.
Yes. No, you're right. No, the people that
who-
really like Squirrel Girl are not comic book fans. That's right.
Now, who writes Squirrel Girl? Is that a Bendis one as well?
No.
I don't recognize the names. It's a brand new list of
But
people.
it's Bendis who does Infamous, or excuse me, not Infamous, but
He
or
does
both
it-
of them, right?
yes.
Infamous
Okay.
and Invincible.
Well, and that's kind of the dichotomy of B&B. He does so well with characters that he cares about. Like, look at how he's doing Infinite Iron Man. Like Victor Von Doom, they've given him a whole new outlook on things, like we do whenever we do soft reboots, where he's trying to do good, and he's moving along, and he's making really good stories with that. But then on the other hand, you have Infamous Iron Man, where it's Invincible. I'm sorry, Invincible Iron Man, where it seems like he's kind of losing his drive to write for Riri. And that always shows. That's something he's been pretty much known for. When he cares about something, he writes really good stories.
Miles Morales.
Exactly. And he does really good character development and stuff. But if it's someone he doesn't really care about, it's not good, right? Like Civil War 2. He was the main brain behind Civil War 2, right?
Yeah.
And I think they pretty much forced that on him from what I've read.
Yes.
And you can definitely tell whenever it's something he doesn't really get
attached
behind.
to.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm afraid that
But-
he's starting
and
to
you
get
know what's humorous?
detached to Reaver.
Your description is really well because who shined in Civil War II? Miles Morales. His character was the one that really showed backbone. But
Yeah.
he took Carol to the fucking bank on that one. And Steve, really. Steve, I just felt could have been a strong...
that book was the perfect fucking imagery for what's happening in Marvel right now.
Yeah.
Is it's Captain America in the background and people occasionally ask him for advice. Like, it's just like, he is not important anymore.
Well,
He's stupid fanboys.
he's your grandpa.
Like Captain Marvel.
Yeah, he's your he's your grandpa that you go to for advice, basically.
Okay, that's another thing I want to talk about. I know it's going off topic, but none of you... Do any of you guys read Captain Marvel? Or... I know Evan's not a big fan, but do you read the ongoing or...
I like Carol Danvers. I do not like post-Civil War II. She's the new Marvel face, Carol Danvers.
That's another thing. I think that's where they're fucking up because Carol's always been a good character. Like, seriously, since...
That's always been Carol's thing, though. She's always been like a B-lister. She's somebody that they don't call first thing, and she's always been trying so hard to...
Be there.
To be...
She's trying to
be on
show
top.
up.
M-Day, basically, they gave everyone their...
Man, and her arc in M-Day, too,
yeah,
especially
they gave everyone their biggest wish, and hers was to be the world's most famous superhero, and she is. But now that they've really pushed her to the front, and she's gotten where she needs
hilarious. Marvel right now is literally what M-Day was.
to be. Yeah,
In the
really?
comics,
wow.
every comic has like 2 or 3 pages. People like hashtag I'm with Carol Danvers. Fuck you, boys. Like, why is that in the book ever?
Okay, so this is another thing that's tied in. I don't know if you guys follow Marvel Studios on YouTube.
No, but I'm sure Harry does.
Okay, so they have these videos they put out. Now, I will say this. So for T'Challa's book, or excuse me, Black Panther's book, Tynish, he does these explanations of the story arc.
Okay, that's
And they
cool.
have the artwork behind it, and then they have hip-hop artists put out new material recorded for Marvel. So they did this now with Captain Marvel. They have, what's her name? Is it Margaret Stoll who's currently running Captain Marvel? I could be wrong.
I have
Correct
no
me
idea.
because I'm an
but
idiot.
that is awesome.
But they have her on there now talking about Carol, her motivations, and they have kind of like these like alt rock kind of like girl-fronted bands, which is cool. But when you watch these videos, you realize you're focusing a target audience, and it's not like
Pandering to demographics.
Exactly, and now I guess that's not a bad thing, but like for instance, Evan's description, I like Captain Marvel, but like if I was trying to turn a fan on a Captain Marvel, if I showed him a video,
you'd be hard pressed to get anybody to like Captain Marvel that
especially
didn't like stuff that pandered to them, and they were also a woman.
Exactly, like it would be so difficult to get some. Like it looks like I don't want to listen to this music, and I don't want to watch this woman talk about what her concepts of a woman character is. Like it's so weird when you put it that way because. I mean, if I showed you Tynish, a New York Times bestselling writer, talking about Black Panther with hip-hop music, would you really be like, man, I think I'm going to go pick up Black Panther today? Like, no.
Not if I wasn't interested in that stuff already.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like, it's not like... But, I mean, yes, very cool that they're doing that. Like, when Cullen Bunn did Monsters Unleashed, they had, like, Black Keys come in and record, like, a new tune. And he was talking about that, like, kind of like, hey, this isn't everyone's all-out brawl monster style. And it was a cool thing, and I just feel like...
When I think of monsters fighting, I think of the Black Keys.
Well, I think that's the heaviest they were willing to go.
Who doesn't? I mean...
But, like, it's just, I just feel like Nick just summed up, like, pandering towards a demographic. And I think that's actually cutting their testicles off.
And again, I completely understand why they want to do it. They want more women reading comics. They want more black men and women reading comics.
Yeah, they want their material to reach everybody.
Yeah, but they're doing that in the... Like a bull in a china shop.
Almost
they're like,
in
this is a book for black people. This is a book for women. And they're just...
Oh my god, I want to meet... I feel like Evan is now an editor of Marvel.
He's just doing like a J. Jonah Jameson rant in there.
I want street kids in inner cities reading this comic book today, Parker.
Okay, we are way off topic.
Where's Evan? He's supposed to be keeping us on track.
He's doing Evan stuff. All right, so we
man.
talked Gen X. We talked this. Let's talk about, speaking black characters we love. Luke Cage, though. I mean,
Luke Cage, issue number 1.
great writing, difficult art. Like Nick summed up earlier, just the cleanliness of it is very tough.
It's a lot cleaner than what you'd think Luke Cage should be.
Well, it's a lot brighter.
Yeah, exactly.
For being down south, too.
And Luke Cage, his thing has always been he's like, just he's just like always like a darker character. He's always in back alleys.
What do you mean darker?
Darker? I mean exactly what you think I mean.
But no, definitely. Yeah. I mean, Luke's never had a nice.
Yeah.
He never has anything good. Really.
Yeah.
He's
usually,
always been shit on.
Yeah.
Every arc is like not cool for him.
Now
I mean, his story, his origin is he was arrested, falsely,
Sir jail.
and then
for crime I didn't
subjected
commit.
to horrible experiments.
Yeah.
That give you superpowers. Sign me up.
And that kind of is it gives you a little taste of that in this one too. But I love the opening. It was the funniest thing ever.
What was the quote again?
He got hired by this girl's family, and this guy's like, man, if you don't give me my 5 G's, I'm gonna waste this girl. He's like, hold up, 5 G's? That's not kidnapping money. He's like, hold a girl hostage threatening to kill her money? Shoot, if I knew that it was just 5 G's, I would have brought that and paid it myself. And so the guy's like, really? Nope. And then just punches him. It was the funniest thing ever.
This is the question I have for you. If let's talk about Netflix fans. If they were they read Luke, I mean they watch Luke Cage and it appealed to them, so they go to read this Luke Cage book.
I think they'd like it.
I don't. I mean, versus what they saw on the show.
Well, they didn't say much in the show.
Well, I mean, if you in the show you watch that, he's in fucking on the streets and it's this dark and thing, and then the next thing
he always operates at night. That's why it's such a.
And then you watch this thing.
Yeah.
I just feel like like the Iron Fist, for instance. If you like the Iron Fist show and you started reading this new book, you'd be like, dude, Iron Fist is even cooler. Like it would be in a.
Well, yeah, because the comic is so much better than the show. I don't think I'm not 100% positive about this comic. Like I don't think it's the best thing ever, but I think it's just fine. I don't think anybody.
We're gonna keep reading it because we're fans of Luke Cage.
Yeah, it's just the first arc too, so hopefully they'll take it somewhere.
Well, David Walker's been writing him for over a year now. I mean, like he understands Luke Cage. He doesn't understand Danny, and that's why they made a separate series. Because Danny would say one line each issue of Power Man and Iron Fist.
He'd be like Luke Cage's sidekick, right?
Yeah, it
Almost.
was a little rough. But we've talked about a couple things. You guys don't read Thor, so I don't want to talk about it. All I can say is that I'm a Thor fan. I mean, I've read Thor for like way too long now. I mean, it's just enjoyable every issue for reading Thor. It's a good time.
What's her name?
Who?
Jane Foster?
Jane Foster. Is Jane Foster a good Thor?
Jane Foster's a little more. The only thing. Okay, so
she's an acquired taste.
Okay, you know how Thor, Odin's son, is like brutal and he's like kind of goofy about it.
You can call him Thor. That's his name. It's not a title. I refuse to accept that.
It says it on the hammer, Evan.
No, it doesn't. You said you'll have the powers of Thor, the person who exists and is named Thor.
All right, Evan. But no,
yeah.
I would say this about Jane Foster. She's not as jovial. Is that the right term?
Jovial.
She sometimes is just a brutal bitch. Like she's very attacking and like she doesn't like. I always loved when like Thor would be like, he would like stop and like drink some mead and then like go do stuff and be like, I've got you. Like Jane is way serious, and I guess it's because she's a cancer patient.
I was gonna say, which is weird because you'd think she'd be different. You'd think she'd be more jokey, since she's reaching the end of her life, unfortunately.
But
in the mortal realm,
I feel like she's taking out her aggression all on people. Like she's just.
That's a good point.
It's so weird to say that she's just more aggressive.
That's good.
And her power set, it's like Supergirl. Supergirl is stronger than Superman because she was a teenager when she left Krypton. And showing up on Earth, she's already bigger than Superman. Superman kind of grew up.
And that's debatable, though. I was gonna say I'll debate you on that someday.
Okay,
I hear people say that a lot, but I don't think Supergirl could.
Superman's
even
absorbed more solar radiation over the years.
Supergirl is Superman has a stronger mind, and Supergirl has a stronger power set.
Does she though? Isn't it just the same power set?
Well, I
She doesn't control hers. Superman has control. She will just be like, I'm
Oh,
gonna
so you think
fucking kill you.
her power
okay.
comes from
Got-
her inexperience and lack of control.
She's still learning.
Yeah, so
her-
she's not.
okay.
Superman
Alright,
knows
I
how to
see
watch
what
it,
you mean now.
and that's the same with this
Yeah.
Thor. When you watch her do stuff, you're like, you need a back. Like Thor
Yeah.
kind of knows how to like, even though he can be a
He's
shit-faced bastard.
been brought up to be a warrior.
Yeah,
that's
but-
Jane Foster. This is just
That's a
been
pretty
thrust
good
upon
comparison,
her.
actually. Yeah, I like that.
But that's
Yeah.
how I feel when I read these books.
I mean, of course, I've only read like the token, like 2 or 3 issues, for the one panel
To
where
tell
it's
you the
like
truth-
a woman. I'm not going to be beaten by a woman. Thor's a man, and then she's like, "I'll show you a woman," and then she beats him
Yeah.
up.
That's where I feel that I think it sucks because
It happens quite a bit.
A lot of people have been turned off by that of Thor, which is
but
unfortunate because
the
it's
only-
not bad.
It's
I like
been-
the art. The art's
Yeah,
really
yeah,
good.
it's-
But the only problem is like now it's almost at 2 years now. Like it's not like it's so funny. Like I always think about like Miles, or I think Miles now is part of this universe, but like we had Miles.
That's the perfect example of that. Is nobody got mad at? Well, some people did, but nobody got mad about Miles becoming Spider-Man.
But, like-
Yeah.
because he's a compelling, interesting character.
like I talked to someone the other day about like I was like, listen, Sam Wilson's been Cap for like 2 years now. Jane's been Thor. Miles is Spider-Man for like what 6, 7 years.
Yeah, it's
Well,
been
he's been
before
Ultimate Spider-Man
before
for that.
Secret
Well, yeah, but
Wars
I mean,
and
like,
everything
but,
rebooted.
like,
yeah.
it's just like, it's so funny. Like people are upset about these characters. I'm like, but they're like, they've been here now. Like there's no need to be upset.
But the thing is even some of the biggest fans of these new characters still expect for it to go back to the old ways.
You're always gonna have the purists, the one who don't really like change. Like me in Star Wars. I'm a Star Wars purist.
And real quick, all I can say is, Star Wars isn't that
Read
bad.
Star Wars comics.
Yeah, I mean, no matter which one it is, you pick up Darth Maul, pick up Poe Dameron. They're just good books.
I
That's all
don't
I
like
say.
Poe.
But yeah, it just she's an acquired taste, like I was saying, and it might have something to do with actually seeing their face. With Miles and Spider-Man, it's a full face mask, so it could
You
literally
think
be
seeing her chin?
yeah,
as
just
a female.
just
I get you.
like it's like a social thing, I guess. Whereas someone who wears like a hood, like you could have almost any of them be someone different, but if it shows like a small amount of them.
You brought up something I want to ask you with just that quote. So this is where my problem comes in with female Thor. She's just thrown out, but like as the females who I'm talking about. Thor, as an Odinson Thor, his arms are fucking pythons.
Yeah.
Why?
What are you gonna do when the 24-inch pythons come for you, brother?
What about?
What about Hulk Hogan as Thor? Draw that, please. Draw that.
Please. We need more of this art.
Yeah.
But why?
Hulk Hogan as Thor, Macho Man Randy Savage as a fucking Beta Ray Bill. Thank you.
Yeah.
That was. Oh my
yeah.
god.
Oh yeah, Odin.
But
You didn't.
why did this is my thing. Jane is already a cancer patient. So when they show her, she's small, shaved head. Why when she's in Thor form is she still like she's got my size arms?
Well,
Like why didn't they make her like Shulky?
It-
Shulky's a big girl.
Well, it doesn't change their look. Thor was already a big boy before he was Thor.
Okay,
So I guess it's just the powers imbued to them.
well,
it
you
doesn't
say
change
that,
their
but Donald
physique.
Blake was a little guy.
I'd have liked her
Well,
if
that's
she put on more
70s
muscle.
Thor too. I mean, I
I
don't
guess
know.
that's not. But it just feels like
That
why
is a
not
good
make
point,
her
though.
a bigger girl? Like I mean, not like a
But
what I mean?
like Shulk.
just
Yeah,
bulky.
a little more bulky. I'd have liked that. That would have looked good.
Yeah,
But like they specifically made her small.
well,
is
they,
what I
they
feel
also
like.
have like an image. I'm sure they've had like some support group that's like, people don't like muscular women or something. There's probably some reason
That
about
sets
that.
unrealistic standards for women to be that muscular.
Don't even.
E-
Let's not start
exactly.
on that. Let's not even start. All right, we got.
Pandering to
we're gonna talk about
demographics.
Let's
Detective Comics now.
No.
What?
Oh.
Do we have one more?
DC. I get you what you're saying.
Yeah, DC stands for Detective
Okay,
Comics.
I was
So-
gonna say.
so
I
should-
thought. I was like. I don't read Detective. I was like. I don't know what I'm talking about, but don't do that, Evan.
Okay, all right. So should we go ahead and just blast through Flash? Should we start with that?
No. I want to talk Aquaman, Teen Titans, and just get it over with.
Okay,
because
and
we
then-
got more to talk about in the others.
That's true.
So we're still on the same Fishman arc and Aquaman, yes?
Yep. Okay.
Yeah,
All I can
yeah,
say
we
this
are.
is, I've bitched about it before. I don't need to bitch about it more. It's kind of this meandering stuff. But have you guys seen the fucking promo art for the new Batman, the metal?
Oh yeah, Batman Metal.
yeah, the one
Where
where he
you-
has the 2 battle axes.
Where you've got Aquaman with full beard, long hair, like big,
So somebody's getting set for dystopian future.
I need that Aquaman back. Like I want severed hand, like the Aquaman I grew up with.
Aquaman was interesting then. Now the DC Rebirth Aquaman is not bad.
No, not at all. Don't get me wrong.
He's not as interesting as I hoped he would
It's
be.
Aquaman universe, not Aquaman.
Yeah.
So
His best character in Aquaman right now is the captain of the guard. I forget what his name is.
all I know is that he said by Odin's or by
Neptune's balls.
That's all I
Said
said.
Neptune's balls.
Yeah, that's his quote. That's the best
Oh.
thing. And then
Okay, I'll have to look that up.
I also gave up Batwoman this week. It's not my book. Is all I can
I was just
say.
say Batwoman. It's okay. Why is Kate Kane so pale? Is she a vampire?
No, that's just her thing.
Makeup.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's makeup.
She
No,
powders.
I mean even like her.
When
her
she's
Kate
in her
Kane.
intimate setting, she's always pale like
yeah,
that.
Yeah, she powders all day
and
long.
I understand
And
that's
then
that's
she's
the
got-
art. She takes those milk
also,
baths.
I gotta say, another thing I don't like is that she puts on a wig all the time.
That's weird.
No, I can see that.
I get it as a
60s
disguise.
Remember 60s Batman?
Wait,
Batgirl
did
was
he
a
put
superhero?
on a red wig?
He
and
put
it
on a
powdered
red
his
wig.
face?
Yes, he did. No, Batgirl had a wig.
I
that
mean,
she
I
wore.
understand
did
it being
she?
part
Anytime,
of the
yeah.
costume, but at the same state, like when you're designing that, when you're sitting down as a superhero and deciding what your costume's going to be, she made the decision that Batwoman had to have long red hair.
Yeah.
Okay, this is another thing I don't understand. She didn't have to make herself a woman. If she was disguising herself, she could wear.
Oh yeah, she could have bound her breasts.
You could go
and-
the Cassie Kane route, where that could be pretty much anybody.
God, crushing it, Nick. Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's if she's gonna be a bat, she's gonna be a bat woman.
Batwoman.
Yeah.
She's a little thing. She wouldn't. Okay, well, never mind.
Well, Kate Kane I think is like 6 foot. She's a big girl.
Let's move.
Well, and she
Teen
was in the
Titans.
military and stuff. Like her daddy is a military.
Daddy's
guy.
a general.
Yeah.
Well, and actually,
Which is
I
interesting.
gotta say, I do like. Don't get me wrong, I like Batwoman comics prior to this. I liked it prior to 52. even.
She's good as a supporting character. She's not really can carry an own series. I don't think is kind of.
Well, she's been doing
something-
it since 52.
That's true.
So I mean,
Well, recently it seems like because she does well in detective comics. I like her in that.
exactly.
She's a big part of Detective Comics.
Yeah.
I would
the
go
big-
to say
the
that
big,
she's
the
bigger
Bat
than
or Bat
Batman
family
is
one.
than he is in those books.
Yeah.
You read Teen Titans, right?
I did.
This is a continuation
Yeah.
of the Lazarus.
I also
Yeah.
read Teen Titans.
Mhm.
Okay. First off, Damien's still awesome, but I don't like this new Aqualad. Garth.
He's the one from Young Justice.
Young
right?
Justice, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not getting on board with
Well,
this guy
no,
yet.
let me say he looks like the Aqualad from Young Justice, and
Is the same
nothing else.
personality?
He's
No.
gay.
Oh, is he gay?
I think he is.
He's
right?
super gay.
I
Yeah.
did not know that.
He mentioned it in this issue.
Yeah. I was gonna say yeah.
He was like, if I could deal with getting kicked out of my house because I'm gay and having magic water powers, that I could join the Teen Titans.
Oh,
That's a line in the issue.
I don't know. I just, as a Deathstroke fan, I don't like Deathstroke books, but to see him in Teen Titans be fucking supreme,
It's good to see him do something Deathstroke like finally.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
And we talked about this last week too. I feel that it's a little convenient that he's just now wanting to bring Grant back.
That's what I don't understand.
I mean, I'm sure he has a plan. Deathstroke is arguably as good or maybe even a better strategist than Batman.
that was the point of the character, exactly.
Yeah, but I just don't see it. It seems like if this was something he felt so bad and guilty about, he would have done something about it sooner. You know what I mean?
Maybe we're gonna get a flashback issue where it shows whatever it is that triggered.
Stalled him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he was like walking downstairs and like a family photo album fell down. He's like, "Oh, my son!"
I
just
don't.
grabs his heart.
I hope it's not that, but then I
Right in
also
the
hope
feels.
someone listening is like a DC comic writer and is like, "Good idea."
No,
I
it-
see
okay.
that.
All right. If I was a DC writer, what I would do is I would
Kill
have
Nightwing immediately.
I kind of like Nightwing a little bit.
Yeah.
I got a soft spot for old Dick.
Oh,
And that's
okay.
exactly what I meant. No, anyway, they had a. If I was a writer, I would have it where it goes into the whole Dr. Manhattan rebirth button stuff, where it was taken from him, that memory, and then it was restored by some means, like he forgot about that.
I
happening.
think that's too well done, Nick, and they're
Yeah.
not going to go that route.
Yeah,
Because
does
that
seem
sounds like too good of an idea.
Yeah, like
Maybe when he saw the videos of like Wally West back with the Titans, because he was involved in that,
triggered the memories.
Yeah.
brought it back because
Good.
Wally
There you
West
go,
was
yeah.
erased from everybody's memories.
That's actually.
So maybe that
See,
could
now
be
that's
what.
another-
yes, dude,
that's-
5, man.
That's another.
Attaboy.
That's another thing I want
Yes.
to talk about. It's kind of
Respect.
obscure still that White Wally is still like a mystery. I mean, he's hiding himself.
I get the feeling they're gonna.
When are they gonna
make
bring
one-
him out as
They're
like a?
they're gonna make one of the Wally Wests go away. Is what I'm thinking.
Well, I like that one. I actually like I like Teen Titans Wally West.
the
personally.
52 Wally. You prefer?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I really like that character because he's like, it's such a good balance with Barry. Where he's like, dude, fuck you. Like, why have you been hiding secrets? Like, he's like, I don't know. He's an interest.
Yeah,
Wally West is so similar to Barry that I like having this new Wally West.
I did like the adult Black Wally. That was cool in the one arc. They did like an arc.
Yeah.
I was like, I wouldn't mind that being the real Flash. That would be pretty sweet.
I think eventually we'll get there. I think Barry. I honestly think by the end of all this Watchmen stuff, and I think something will happen to Barry most likely.
Really.
And then White Wally will be Flash, and then
I'm thinking
Young
White
Wally will
Wally's
be-
going to sacrifice himself.
he already did that though.
But White
but he'll
Wally
do it
is
again.
okay. This is
Yeah.
another thing we got to say.
Yeah.
White Wally, I hate. We're gonna be using this
We,
term.
we,
Was it-
we
well,
can
if
say
they're both
we can
named
s-
Wally West,
We can
we
say
have-
Dub Dub and B Dub.
But White Wally is Jeff Johns' favorite DC character.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
So
think
he-
he's gonna
he's-
get rid of him.
No. That's what I'm saying. He's not going to get rid of B Dubs. I think he's going to get rid of Dub Dubs. Dub Dub.
Yep, no. But okay, so let's continue on. We're on the subject. Teen Titans. Needless to say, we can say
it's solid.
it's a
It's
good
got
book.
it's a little rocky
Yeah,
with this
it's-
Aqualad introduction,
But
but
we'll
we're
move on
still-
to Super Sons.
The Super Sons wrapped up this week.
Is
and-
this sort of
Kid Amazo.
yeah.
Did you like that?
Do
I
like
liked
it?
when Lex Luthor came at
Okay,
the end.
Yeah,
I would
Lex
say-
Luthor showing up was
Yeah.
fun.
This I would say this is actually one of the weakest
Give me
issues.
back my damn suit is like what he yelled. I
And-
think something like that. It was awesome.
It was I think that was a quote.
It was
But
it was pretty close to that. I knew damn was in there.
Okay, the issue it wasn't a super strong ending to the arc. I was solid. It tied everything together. It resolved the story, but
I
it
love-
had
I love
fucking
Super Sons.
Lois Lane and Alfred crossing their arms and tapping their toes
Yeah.
in Superboy's bedroom. As,
Yeah, that
as
was-
David
that was
and Superboy
awesome.
get home. I thought that was great.
Master Wayne, Jonathan Samuel. Yeah, it's so awesome.
I don't know. Don't get me wrong. This is a good book.
Super Sons is great.
I just wish. Okay, this is where I feel DC Extended Universe is fucking up. The magic that happens on these pages could easily be brought to screen, because Marvel's not doing a book. I mean, like, I guess Spider-Man's coming out, but like, can you imagine how fun how fun Guardians was as adults? But like, what if they did it like? When I read Super Sons, I feel invigorated.
I'd like to see Super Sons as a TV show rather than like Gotham
I'd
or
like
something.
that.
I think that would be good.
There's zero chance that I'll ever anything like that would make it into the movie. It is Warner Brothers has chosen their path, and they're sticking to it for the foreseeable future.
And we'll talk about that. Okay. Do you want to move on to Extended Universe or jump into the Flash/Batman stuff?
Do we have any other? Well, we
only
talked
the book
about.
is
We
Superman.
didn't talk about Batman or Superman.
Well, then I'll say
Yeah.
we got the big three: Flash, Superman, Batman.
We didn't
Let's-
talk about Superman or Batman.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
that's
we
what
want to
we're
talk
getting.
about
okay.
We're getting to there.
Trinity, you said you're giving it up.
I'm gonna read in issue 10, but it's just like
well, this starts a new arc, so
That's why I'm reading-
don't give up.
that's why I'm
yet.
reading issue
yeah.
10.
It is. What is it? Dead Space is the arc now.
Is that
they
what the
called it?
title
I
was?
think yeah. It seems a little odd, but Trinity is really good. Like it's good story writing.
it's,
I like it.
It's been done by. This is now the third author
Okay.
in like.
Because I know that the first 2 or 3 were just amazing.
Well, yeah, that was a
Trinity.
cool arc. That was a
Yeah.
really cool arc, and then it just kind of. I don't know. I don't feel like they have control on that book. To tell you the truth, I don't think they need that book out.
Well, they have so many. I mean, they've got Batman and Detective Comics, and they got Superman in Action, and all the other Superman and stuff.
And they've got the Odyssey one with Wonder Woman's.
Well, that's wrapping up soon. I think they're on 5 or 6 now.
But needless to say,
Yeah.
I don't feel like we need to have. I don't need to see Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman on the same page because Justice League does that. And to tell you the truth, most of their solo series have them all together too.
What they should do is have like the different format like they did at first, with Superman being just like strictly Superman business, Action Comics being Superman Family, all that stuff. And then Trinity is them like figuring out like the actual big DC Rebirth stuff. How they should be.
That's probably what it should have been. Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
but so far, Superman has been Superman has been very much Superman Family, and Action Comics has been Superman's fucking like second cousins twice removed family, and Batman has been Batman.
Just strictly Batman.
Just Batman.
I could sit and just talk about why Tom King is the greatest Batman writer. I think this arc is. I mean, by arc I mean
I don't know
all
him
Rebirth.
and I love Snyder too. I can't decide between King and Snyder who's better.
We'll have to see how the next.
When's the last
30
time you guys
issues-
read
we'll have to do
Death of
Death
the
Battle.
Family?
I just saw a video of that my bud Rob, he came out with a explained video the other day about
Of
that.
Death of the Family?
Yeah.
I gotta say,
Death of the Family, right? Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I reread it recently. It didn't hit me the same way. With Joker coming back, and it just felt
When it dropped, it was a lot bigger because this is the first you've seen the Joker in the new 52.
He was no 52 at all. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And just it was explained to me the way it was done is Joker's turning everything on its head. Is how I saw it. I mean I'm a huge Batman fan. I'm gonna defend Batman and all of his family and stuff, you know, to my dying breath. Where he's turning everything different, saying that he's like, well, you and I, we've had our little differences and stuff, but it used to be just me and you. Now you have all this family running around and things are getting complicated, so I'm cutting them out. And so basically he's just taking what Batman holds most dear and hitting him where it hurts, and that's been Joker's thing throughout the years. He hits Batman right in the feels, you know.
When you say that, where's your theory on what's going to happen Rebirth-wise with Joker?
Well, we have 3 of them running around apparently.
Supposedly.
But we are. They're gonna amalgamate eventually.
I don't read Detective Comics. Have we had a show or mention?
No. Last week I said the only thing that I've seen out of that post in game
Rebirth
was him talking with Bruce Wayne before he remembered he was Batman. We are gonna get Joker pretty soon in Batman Shadow. Spoilers.
What also fun book.
Yeah, that one was cool. We're also there's a little bit of stuff in the Harley things. We've had Harley flashbacks of the Joker.
Oh, see, I don't read Harley. Do you read that?
I glanced through it. Harley's not my favorite. He gave us a dirty look. But no. Yeah, I think the Jokers are eventually going to sort themselves out. But we have 3 different kinds. We have, you know, like the Golden Age Joker, the one who was, you know, I'm going to, you know, copyright fish Joker. Then you have the Killing Joker, like the New Earth one, who's, you know, like a little more sadistic. And then you have like the Scott Snyder Joker, who's just fucking insane.
You know, based on what you said earlier with your theory on Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah.
As a, like this is his new thing, and he's kind of. I almost feel like the way you've already just. I mean, I'm just gonna say what I feel like you were saying. The pitch I would say is that the Joker is the glitch in the Matrix. He's the one thing that Manhattan can't control.
Yeah, he is the one thing. He is. I was gonna say there's other things too. Like I'm thinking that for Rebirth, it's gonna be Dr. Manhattan had created this universe, or they're gonna say it, but it's become unwieldy and has a bunch of variables that he didn't expect to happen. Characters he didn't think would become so powerful have become powerful.
I think that's probably right because we got, you know, when you look at God, he created people in His image. Dr. Manhattan's a superhero, so he created
Heroes
the
in-
DC universe
man.
in His image.
Yeah.
Good.
So that's why there's so many fucking heroes in the universe.
Definitely, and
I think
and,
that makes a little bit of sense.
And the heroes have started off like the classic heroes have always been, you know, like Lex Luthor and your mad scientists and everything. That's who they fought at the beginning. But now that you have supervillains like the Joker, I don't think that Dr. Manhattan really counted on that, because in the Watchmen universe, you had like Moldoc is the only villain. I think that, as far as I know, the only supervillain, quote unquote.
On what was that?
In the Watchmen universe. Did they have actual supervillains in Watchmen?
There were,
They
but the
just
thing.
they're past that point. That's the
Okay.
problem. Is you don't get a lot of history on them.
Okay, yeah. I was just saying, like, if
Dr.
we're-
Manhattan, Dr.
Manhattan.
John Madden,
Mr. New Jersey.
Mr. New Jersey,
Yeah.
Dr. Manhattan coming onto the stage really destroyed the supervillain market, because how do you fight against that?
You can't.
And MODOK, or what? Not MODOK.
I think it's Moldoc or something.
Yeah.
Moloch, yeah,
yeah,
Moloch.
Moloch, yeah.
The reason he was still around is because he enjoyed the cat and mouse. He liked the game of it.
Exactly. And
Dr.
that-
Manhattan wasn't going to kill
He
him.
literally retired from being a supervillain.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Dr. Manhattan expects of the supervillains.
Yeah, he thinks it's gonna be fun.
But then they've changed over so much. They've grown, they've changed, they've evolved, and Dr. Manhattan was not ready for this change, so he is cleaning house.
I've seen
Or
it.
either that, or we could be totally off base and somebody manipulating.
What else
Dr.
you got to say
Manhattan's
about
powers.
Flash? I mean, we haven't started. But I mean, like that's kind of where we're seeking. I mean,
Yeah, we're getting there.
now we've talked about it twice now. I mean, do you still feel that it's a question mark in your head on if it was good? It's a good issue.
The thing I'm trying to decipher is if it's an awesome ending of Flash or if it's totally underwhelming.
What do you think the next? The next issue is obviously showed that there's there's this new arc starting.
Yeah.
But I just feel that.
I don't know. I'm not sure where it's gonna go from here. The only thing I know for sure is Doomsday Clock is coming out in November, and that's supposedly Superman going toe to toe with Doc Manhattan, which is gonna be
We'll hope that.
interesting.
When they flashed his shield, I mean, there wasn't any detail. I mean, that could be anything.
Yeah, but
Superboy Prime.
that would be interesting. I like Superboy Prime.
I just feel like they always use him as a go-to because
He's evil Superman.
he
It's
was in
what he
what
does.
was it, Infinite Crisis.
Yeah, he's the guy that shattered it. Pretty much the first time. He's the one that made a lot
Or
of the stuff happen.
what if they did Superboy from 52, the clone one? I mean, they haven't really brought back any 52 stuff.
No, they had. Well, they had Superman return slightly, but yeah, no, they haven't really done anything like that. I think we're gonna have maybe some New Earth people show up too.
I would like to see something like that.
Yeah, like I'd love to see just some other characters. I don't know who off the top of my head, but just some other people from New Earth. Like I'd love to see New Earth Riddler come in to Batman.
What a fun character.
that would
too.
well, the one who knows that Bruce Wayne is Batman.
Well,
that
and-
would be.
You've always kind of pitched Riddler to me. I mean, like as a character, like I never considered it until, to tell you the truth, was it 0 Year?
0 Year in the New 52 and Hush in
Well,
the
fuck
original.
Hush, man.
Yeah.
I could talk all day. Or Batman Eternal.
Oh, I love Batman Eternal.
All right, off topic. All right, so back to Flash. Good slash bad. I mean, there's no way to look at it. And
Yeah, I think the arc was misplaced in its timing. I don't think it needed to happen right now. If it was going to be that short and give us so little, it should have happened a little closer to the resolution of the story.
or almost, I felt this could have been a mini versus even tying in the issues, or a one-off.
But the thing was, the problem is that it's had, based off this Batman issue, it has had no apparent effect on either
Anyone.
Batman or the Flash.
Well, no.
Well,
Batman.
It does on Batman, yeah.
Batman is questioning if he should be Batman.
Is he? Did that show up at all in that comic?
Yeah,
At the
it
very
ended
end,
with
yeah,
him.
he has like a little kind of
Soliloquy.
mini. Yeah, he's looking out on the Gotham skyline while Alfred's being like,
Oh,
"Sir,
well, that's true.
sir."
Yeah.
But
he-
that's
I
the main
think
thing that they're getting out of this. I think.
I think the obvious resolution is that he should keep being Batman, because he and his dad did it for different reasons.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I wasn't very happy about him talking to Thomas Wayne. Now that's something that they've done in ghost things and visions and just different stories. But that's always been something that's taboo. Superman has never talked to Jor-El,
He shouldn't.
and Bruce Wayne has never talked to Thomas Wayne. Just stuff like that. which I know they did that, and that was kind of how Nora and Barry were before Flashpoint. The things that drive them keeps it. That's why Uncle Ben stays dead. You know what I mean?
Breaking the barrier there is not. It didn't further anything.
Yeah, and it's great to have them do that, but I think that's going to just kind of confuse Batman more than anything, which it did. I mean, that's the whole thing. But that is what a good father would tell his son: don't choose this life.
This life. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this life is bad. I'm old enough to know. Don't do this, please.
The only part is that it's not like young Bruce Wayne. It's like Bruce has got to be 50 something.
I don't know about that anymore. The Rebirth. I mean, Rebirth is a continuation of 52, just a change. But
they're supposed to have only been operating for 5 years, but apparently there's 10 years taken from the timeline. So Bruce Wayne is like about 28, 29, but actually he's about 40. Like if you're going in Batman. If you're going in Batman years.
Years, they're similar to human years.
They're similar, but not quite.
All right, so we talk about Flash, and I want to kind of fast forward this. All I can say is Batman 23, I think it was, with the Swamp Thing, was just a fun issue. I almost feel like I like that break.
Yeah, they changed artists too, and that was a little surprising. I think
it's only going to be for that issue.
Okay. Yeah.
I think it's probably just for that special issue.
But
it was a little finger painty.
I want to move on to before we kind of wrap things up. I want to talk about the whole Zack Snyder thing.
Well, before we do that, they wrapped up Wonder Woman too. If you guys read Wonder Woman, or is it? Am I getting ahead of a week?
I don't read Wonder Woman.
I don't read Wonder Woman. Wait, what do you mean? They wrapped it up?
The arc.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, they ended Wonder Woman when the movie's coming out?
No,
also, I want to say to all of us right now, Thursday, go see Gal Gadot in theaters.
Gal Gadot. Possibly.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that would be good.
Gotcha. We can talk about that. I don't like that.
I love that like weird whiny noise.
I don't like that theme.
That was the best theme song of Dawn of Justice.
Like, she just sits on the computer and then she like touches us like.
I just don't think it fits Wonder Woman at all. Call me crazy, but like.
It's like ancient kind of Grecian sort of horns, which is good. That's what I like.
I'm not a Wonder Woman fan, but I'm excited to see the movie. But
So Zack Snyder.
Yeah, we've had some rather sombering news. I mean it's some definitely news. I'm glad that he had chosen this, but I'm not glad for the circumstances that made him choose it.
Yeah, but it's his daughter, right?
Yeah, his daughter chose to end her own life, and so he has now dropped out of Justice League and the Batman, and pretty much I think producing these films.
He's uninvolved at this moment.
A really interesting thing I saw online was somebody posted a series of pictures from some of the promos and promo tours he's been doing. Mm-hmm. And this is all stuff that's happened like 1 week after. So it's him like putting on a smile and taking selfies with his fans while like days after his daughter killed herself.
Oh wow!
So he was still doing the WB promo train.
Well, he's under contract with that, and you really need to stay positive. If you're a director,
in that situation too.
Yeah, as somebody who's actually done stuff like that, I mean,
props for him for getting out there and going and meeting with the fans still, and putting on a good show.
And Zach, we give you a hard time, but we support you, man. I mean, this shouldn't happen to anybody. So
yeah, I mean, obviously, none of us would be.
Yeah.
As much shit we can give those movies. I mean, there's no one I know that's on the market right now besides the man he found. To do big budget movies like this. There's not big names like that. I mean, there's only like a few big names you can
tried
say.
and true guys, anyway.
Yeah, like that can pull off these budgets.
Yeah, who aren't Joel Schumacher.
But the fact that we talked about Whedon a couple weeks ago, helming Batgirl, and the fact that Warner Brothers was able to wrangle him. And
Joss Whedon is now in control of Justice League,
concluding Justice League, and I guess, I mean, I think they're gonna give him.
We're gonna get some better Wonder Woman material now. I think.
100%. If he's on now, is Justice League concluded on primary?
I'm sure they've already done reshoots too. It's coming out November. So yeah, they're gonna have to.
Man, can you not wait for Ragnarok to just destroy that movie?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
Ragnarok
but-
I think is going to be better, but not.
I just-
slightly,
th-
slightly better,
This is another thing.
because it's a Thor movie.
It's still, when we watch Justice League, it's 100% Snyder's film. You know,
it is. I
Well,
mean,
yeah,
'cause
a
it's-
director coming in for post-production cleanup
Yeah.
isn't going to change.
It's too
much.
late in the series.
Yeah, but
For that.
but it's cool that they gave Whedon it. Like, hey, kind of what you should do. But also,
Whedon though is going to be interesting because he's written he's kind of like Kevin Smith. He's
been on all the sides of the spectrum.
yeah. He's more of a Marvel guy. He's written X-Men and mostly Marvel material, so he knows Marvel in and out. And
Well, then
Kevin Smith knows more DC stuff though. Kevin Smith, I think he directed Daredevil, didn't he?
Yes,
No, no,
he also wrote Daredevil.
Okay, he wrote
What?
and direct,
Yeah,
he wrote
Kevin
and
Smith
directed
wrote
You're
Daredevil.
Daredevil.
fucking crazy.
Well, that's why
Didn't
Ben
he?
Affleck was
No,
Daredevil.
he was an actor in Daredevil.
Kevin Smith.
No. Kevin Smith is an actor in Daredevil. It was directed by John Favreau.
Favreau?
No,
Yeah.
no, you got that back.
I think
you got
you're
that
wrong,
reverse, buddy.
Austin.
Favreau was Foggy Nelson.
He
and
directed.
Kevin Smith.
Oh yeah, he was in that. You're right.
Yeah.
No, he's in it and Kevin Smith's in it, but I think writing credits. I think he. Bring it up.
I'm bringing it up. I'm pretty sure it was Kevin Smith that
He did not
directed.
direct it, and if he writing, it was a co-writing.
Let's see here. Oh, written and directed by Mark Steven Johnson. Okay, he might have been a consultant.
Are you
on
ready to
it.
get shit on?
Shit on me.
Chasing Dogma, Daredevil, Guardian Devil, Green Arrow, Quiver, Green Arrow, Spider-Man, Black Cat, Daredevil, Bullseye, Batman,
I'm talking about the
Coffee.
movie.
I said Kevin Smith wrote comics. You said no.
No.
No,
I
no,
thought.
to my face.
No.
I was talking about who wrote
I'm
and
talking about the
directed.
movie.
No,
I don't care. I don't care about
Oh
the
yeah,
movie.
no,
no,
yeah.
my-
Guardian
my
Devil's
bad.
one of the best
My
arcs
bad,
of Daredevil
God
ever.
damn it! Now you make me feel like stupid.
No. Yeah, no. Guardian Devil's a great book.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
there's Evan again.
There's
but
there's a producer.
But no.
Yeah.
That's funny you mentioned that. Yeah, no. That's great that he did that. But I was talking about the movie because Kevin Smith's in the
I thought he directed Daredevil. Is what I thought. He
Okay.
yeah. What was the guy's name that did Daredevil? Daredevil, you just said?
Something Steven Johnson. I think it's
Irrelevant.
Mark Steven Johnson.
They should have got him to do Justice League.
Well, then we could have Colin Farrell reprise his role as Bullseye somehow.
And that's what
Justice
we need.
League. Colin Farrell
but,
as
okay.
Black Manta.
So I mean,
Yeah.
I,
Deadshot.
also I don't know if you guys do like Instagram follows or anything, but like I follow Momoa on Instagram and just
Lawnmower.
yeah.
Yeah.
But no, seeing like pictures of like they're filming. The Aquaman movie has so much promise. It's by that horror director.
Yeah.
I would rather have a guy that knows horror come in to do Aquaman rather than like a Joss Whedon character. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I want to see someone with like it's same thing with James Gunn. Like I want to see someone with a vision come in to do Aquaman. I mean, this
Yeah.
is a character you can't
someone
like
who knows what they want
and performs
yeah.
on level. And they've got a good cast. William Dafoe's in it, right?
Yeah, I think he plays one of the advisors. Volko is who he is.
Yeah, and then
and
I
then
just
they got
think,
Amber Heard as Mira.
Oh, and then they
That's
also
good.
just said, did you see that? They said that the Cyborg movie and everything is still on point.
Really?
They said, yeah.
I thought Justice League would be a cyborg like origin film.
It is.
And they're gonna have a Cyborg movie afterwards, and they said that the Flash is still going to basically how
How is Cyborg more like on point than the Flash? That drives me crazy.
Well, not much has actually happened
there's
with Cyborg.
no production.
But Flash has gone through like 18 directors.
Seriously, WB, we will make one for you. Just get in touch with our people.
And
Follow us on Twitter.
I like your actor
Subscribe
choice
and like.
already. I like Ezra Miller as the Flash. I think he'd do just fine.
I was hoping he'd be Wally West though.
I'm on,
but
on that.
I mean,
Well, who
I
knows?
can-
It might not be. Oh, it is Barry, isn't
Yeah,
it?
they've said
He'd
it.
make a great Wally West, actually.
Barry Allen. Yeah, I mean, I can.
Hold
I
on.
can-
I was sitting
totally-
next to Ben Affleck a second ago. I wish you guys
Yeah.
could have seen this. I should have taken a selfie.
Yeah, I could.
That was really good.
I'd love to see Ryan Reynolds as Barry Allen. I think that would be good casting because I think he could play it off as like one who's serious but lighthearted. And
Isn't it funny that Ryan Reynolds can pull off anything you give him?
yeah, I love Ryan. The Rye guy is awesome.
So, and one last thing. I know we've been talking way too long. Did you see New Mutants? Like, I kind of talked about it last week, but like.
Is this Gifted? The
No. They're actually making a new mutants with like magic and Wolfsbane and like.
I've seen no info on this.
X-Men Dark.
Well, they're making they're instead of making like a lighthearted like teen, they're making it a dark movie with like younger people that have to adapt to a bigger world.
Okay, and this is like an actual one in continuity.
Yes, and they got actually one of my favorite actors.
Logan.
That's another thing I need to talk about.
And the girl they got, Ilyana is one of my favorite.
Ilyana Rasputin.
He's one of my favorite characters. They got the girl from The Witch and Split to play.
Oh,
her.
I love her.
She's gonna play
cool.
Magic. So I was just like,
Awesome.
I'm fucking stoked. And they're in production right now. Like it's gonna come out it's gonna come out in March next year.
Have you seen that movie yet?
Twice. Great movie.
Yeah. Do you
Which
like
one?
the ending? How cool is the ending?
Well, I mean,
It only took 15 years.
I would
but-
say when it got to the point, you knew what was gonna happen.
Yeah.
When there was, I didn't know there was gonna be a cut scene at the end. And then as soon as I do, I was like, no.
No.
I was hoping because that got spoiled for me.
Oh,
That it
you
was
didn't get-
connected.
yeah, that one.
Nothing else, just that it was connected. And so I was hoping for the whole time I was waiting for Bruce Willis to show up earlier in the movie.
That actually got spoiled. I'm sorry.
But it's okay. I love that movie. What's his face?
James McAvoy.
James McAvoy was fantastic.
Oh yeah, no, he did good.
The only thing I can say is,
he
why would you
slid
say
the
you have like 28 personalities when you're only going to show me 3 of them?
well, for sequels, I guess.
I guess.
I don't know, but I guess
the sequel about the lady with diabetes.
yeah.
I gotta stick myself with this every day.
Hello, dearie. Yeah. Another big thing that I noticed in the media, Logan is going to be on DVD on Tuesday.
Oh.
It's on DVD and Blu-ray.
Yeah,
Tuesday.
we got it at the store last week.
Do you remember when it came out in theaters?
Yeah, March.
Yeah, how crazy is that? Do you remember when we were younger and you had to wait 6 months to a year for a DVD
I'd
to
say
come out?
even a year, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Logan. Yeah, because we got it in the store last week, and I mean it's not
Yeah.
released; it's in the back room
Yeah,
until release date. But did you see the honest trailers they did on Logan?
No, I haven't.
Okay, we'll have to watch it afterwards.
That just drives me crazy, though. I mean, how...
Wait, the kids are more privileged now?
Yes, no, just like how it used to be an art, like transferring it from screen to DVD, and
Well,
now
and
it seems
also-
like they're just shitting them out.
And it's funny. I really like what you just said there. It wasn't art because I remember I was a big Guillermo del Toro fan.
Guillermo
and,
del Toro.
when Blade 2 came out, I saw Blade 2 in theaters,
Uh-huh.
and then I waited and waited. And, you go to comingsoon.net or, like, Ain't It Cool or something like that.
Yeah.
And then I remember when that night it came out at Walmart to get it, and it was, like, a year later on DVD. And I remember they had new art on the cover. They had a second disc of, like,
Yeah.
so much content. And
Well,
now
that's-
if you go buy fucking things, it's within 5 months, and you got this, and the special features are nowhere what they used to be.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I think it's because we have zero. You can buy a $13 brand new movie or whatever, just the movie, nothing else.
Well,
on that
and a
disc.
lot of the special features are now online that you can access through the website
Yeah.
or whatever. So I guess it takes less
Pays that
time
way, yeah.
to do that. But yeah, that's
where
crazy.
the culture's gone.
One more big thing that happened this week. Casting news. Standalone Venom film. See who they got playing Venom?
Fucking Hardy, right?
Tom Hardy. Yeah.
And it's not it's
It's Eddie
it's-
Brock and
it-
not Flash.
It's not fucking Flash like we talked about.
I'm just saying that I knew it would be because he's the one who started it, and now they're actually
He's
going
just
back
not
to
that
they're going back to
interesting of a
Eddie in the
character
comics
to
now
me.
too.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, Eddie Brock is
did not
Venom
know
again. Yeah.
I'm not reading any of that Venom shit, and I don't mean shit like
Now,
that.
now is this going to be one of these R-rated Venom movies? Do we know, or is this going to be
be.
Well,
a
based
continuation of MCU? Or
based on what Tom does, I would imagine it's gotta be.
you know, I like Tom Hardy. He's pretty much good at anything.
It
he
sounds
wants-
like you're gonna go negative right now.
No, I want him to be Wolverine if Hugh Jackman doesn't do it again.
Oh shit, good call.
How good would that be?
Yeah, why is he playing Venom? Jesus, that's a way better idea.
I think
Yeah.
he'd be a better Sabretooth.
Oh yeah.
He could just play everybody.
You know what,
Make it
he
like
really is- you
Make
know
it an Eddie Murphy movie where he's just everyone.
hashtag Tom Hardy is Marvel.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my goodness, he could play everybody. I could see him as Cap. He could be Iron Man.
I don't know about that one.
Well, he
Like
wouldn't-
Riri?
Well, it wouldn't have to be. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, Riri.
Be a black teenage girl.
All right, we got to wrap this up because
Please.
Yeah.
But this has been a. Well, technically, it would have been 2 hours if we had the first part.
Definitely.
No, this has been a blast, and I'm
sorry.
stoked to hear about these guys recorded something last night. I'm stoked to hear that. So
Yeah, we have a special episode that's coming up soon.
And then, like Nick said, there's a lot of
prepare
great
to be
social
underwhelmed.
media, and it'll all be up on the blog. And just please, go check that out. And thanks for listening.
Comment, subscribe.
And this is a good week too that we're going to talk about coming up. So
Yeah, we should be back to our normal schedule now, I think. Or
we're going back to the normal schedule. Just make sure to smash that like button. I want 1,000 likes on this.
First person to get 1,000 likes gets a pinned comment.
Yes, exactly.
All right, well, Excelsior, bitches.
All right, later, guys. Bye.
Bye.